crosswind. So like I was saying to him, okay, let's go back and I'll tell you the story of how I purchased this thing. I wanted one for a very long time, and over the winter break from my school, I decided to go ahead and check out what I could get used for a Honda Ruckus. I sold my car because my car was falling apart, and the cost of ownership and maintenance just wasn't feasible for me. So I went on Facebook Marketplace and all these other places and looked for a scooter. I tried checking one out at a dealership in Philly, and it didn't work out for me. So what I ended up doing was I found this woman in Connecticut, and she was selling this thing because she was moving from her house and didn't have a garage. So I purchased it with about like 55, almost 6,000 miles, and that was on January 20th, and then I put it in my garage at home, and then I tried getting it registered. With Connecticut doesn't give out titles for 50cc bikes. They don't require any, they don't require you to go to the DMV at all, actually, for these kinds of bikes. So since it didn't require any DMV, when I purchased it, all I got was the manufacturer certificate of origin. The woman that I bought it from told me that that was the title. I mean, it works in Connecticut, but it definitely didn't work in New Jersey, because I went to the DMV in New Jersey trying to get this thing registered so I can get some plates. And they told me, at first they told me, no, this is not ownership. You need to go ahead and go back and get the proper paperwork. This is an MCO, and on the MCO there was a lien holder. On the MCO there was a lien holder, and the lien holder was American Honda Motorsport. So I had to go ahead and contact American Honda, and they sent me a lien release form in the mail. So with the lien release form, the MCO and everything, I went back to the DMV, and I thought I would be fine. I went back to the DMV thinking I got everything I need, I should be good now. Then they start saying some stuff about, oh, this is not the document you really need. You actually need to go back to this person, XYZ, you know, go back to the person you bought it from, have them fill out a notarized bill of sale, have them go with you to the DMV and get something from the DMV in Connecticut that says that they don't title 50cc bikes and XYZ, and all of these like unnecessary, very complicated, just, you know, this is just bureaucratic nonsense, really, because at the end of the day, the motor vehicle company or the MVC or DMV or whatever, they want to make their money and they got to follow their rules. So whatever, if something doesn't line up with them in their system, they're not going to go ahead and help me out. So that really sucked. You know, I'm here with this bike, and I knew that I was going to have a hard time, but I did as much research as possible, trying to figure out, oh, how can I get this bike registered legally, and no matter what I found out, you know, a lot of people tell me don't buy from Connecticut because of this reason, but I already purchased this from Connecticut. So my other alternative was doing the Vermont Loophole. If you don't know what the Vermont Loophole is, the Vermont Loophole is what people use when they purchase bikes without titles. Sometimes they'll have some barn finds, or they'll buy it from somewhere that doesn't require a title like me, or somebody will lose the title. So what happens is they go to the DMV website, and well, what I did was I went to the DMV website, I printed out all the forms that were necessary, I filled out the forms, got a notarized bill of sale, sent photos of my bike with the VIN number and all of that, and I sent them a check for the registration fee. And I mailed it to them, and a couple weeks later they sent everything back, and they sent me a rejection letter, and I'm thinking, oh my god, I thought this was my last hope, and now it turns out I can't do this because they're sent everything back. So I don't know. Well, I look at the rejection letter, and the rejection letter states that I'm required to have a state, a state filed title, a state authorized title for the vehicle. Well, remind you, the state of Connecticut does not offer titles. So I go ahead and email the Vermont commissioner, the Vermont DMV commissioner, and I say, hey, listen, I went to the DMV in New Jersey, and I'm from New Jersey, and I tried to register this thing, and they're giving me this problem. So then I saw in Vermont, you don't require, for 50cc's, you don't require this, and that. You don't require a bill of sale. You don't require the state issued title and stuff. And I basically told him what happened. I purchased this from Connecticut. I'm having a hard time with New Jersey. Connecticut doesn't offer this stuff. And I sent it to you guys because in your description, in your details, I actually read the FAQs and all the little details of the Vermont DMV. In the details, they stated that a state issued title was not necessary for getting it registered in Vermont. So after I sent the email to the commissioner of the DMV in Vermont, he replied to me and he said, sorry, it was a clerical issue, clerical error, and it looks like I was supposed to actually have my registration and plates sent to me. So go ahead and resubmit all of those documents and forms that you filled out, and what I'll take care of you, and I will make sure that you get your registration and plates. So I resubmitted all of my forms that I submitted one other time, and I waited a couple more weeks, and I happened to get it. I got my registration papers in the mail, and then a couple weeks later I got my insurance paperwork. I got my license plates. So everything worked out for me. What is this place? I don't even know. Everything worked out for me. I got my plates, I put on the bike, I started riding, I got the insurance set up, and everything was a-okay. I think it took me about 2 to 2.5 months to get this thing registered, but it worked out for me in the end, which I'm grateful for. So there you have it. It was looking really bleak for me, actually, because I went to the DMV once, got rejected. They told me I needed, bill of sale, whatever kind of paperwork. I went back to the DMV in New Jersey a second time, and then they rejected me again. So that was really upsetting. And then I said, forget it, I'm not gonna go to the DMV in New Jersey. I'm gonna go ahead and take care of this with the Vermont DMV. And I did everything right the first time, and then Vermont goes ahead and denies me the registration. And I have to go ahead and email him to confirm that this is correct, and he tells me no, it's actually erroneous, send it back, we'll take care of you. So it seems like I faced 3 or 4 rejections before I even got anywhere close to getting my plates. But nothing good comes easy, and that's what I've learned. So with that being said, I finally have what I was trying to get for so long. I got my, what the fuck is this? I finally got my bike. I got, freedom. Moral of the story is, don't give up on what you want just because some government agency is telling you that you can't do it. Whoever listens to the government, the government's whole job is to tell you, no, don't do this, don't do that. But a lot of these rules are just, bureaucratic nonsense that are imposed on you because some lawmakers, some fat cats in suits, decided this was good for the general public. This is not cutting it. I gotta do something about this. It's getting pushed up. It's getting all bent over. What can I do about this? I think that's the same guy I saw earlier. He knows I'm a scrub. There you have it. That's how I got my scooter in New Jersey.